Hey there, thanks for joining us for this week's virtual Campfire. If this is something you're getting a lot of use out of, we would invite you to go to campinanola.org/donate or text Campinanola to 44321 to help us out during the coronavirus pandemic. Our first song is Jesus is the Rock, and it's got some very important motions to go along with it. So let's go over them. So Jesus is the Rock, and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! All right, we up to speed? All right. Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you're out on the street and you're really feeling down and low, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you're out on the street and you got no place to go, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you're out on the street, well, Jesus is gonna save your soul, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you wake up in the morning and the sky ain't bright and blue, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you wake up in the morning and the big world's after you, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you wake up in the morning, well, Jesus gonna pull you through, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Because Jesus is a rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is a rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is a rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you look in the mirror and your face causes it to crack, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! When you look and work and you feel like you've been attacked, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Well, Jesus gonna love you and baby, now that's a fact, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Because Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! Jesus is the rock and he rolls my blues away, bop-shoo-bop, shoo-bop, woo! All right, the next song we're going to be doing is David's song. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will sing like David sang. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will sing like David sang. I will sing, I will sing, I will sing like David sang. I will sing, I will sing, I will sing like David sang. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will dance like David danced. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will dance like David danced. I will dance, I will dance, I will dance like David danced. I will dance, I will dance, I will dance like David danced. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will pray like David prayed. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will pray like David prayed. I will pray, I will pray, I will pray like David prayed. I will pray, I will pray, I will pray like David prayed. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will shout like David shouts. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will shout like David shouts. I will shout, I will shout, I will shout like David shouts. I will shout, I will shout, I will shout like David shouts. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will clap like David clapped. When the Spirit of the Lord moves in my heart, I will clap like David clapped. I will clap, I will clap, I will clap like David clapped. I will clap, I will clap, I will clap like David clapped. All right, and our next song is King of Kings. And this has a very important motion in the middle of it, in which we clap, like that. All right, so King of Kings, Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. All right, we good to go? We'll start slow so we make sure we get it. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. All right, we got it? A little bit faster. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Clap. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. King of Kings and Lord of Lords, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. Jesus, Prince of Peace, glory. Hallelujah. That works. Today's story from the Bible comes from the book of Acts, but it's really about a different story, about the Exodus story. And it goes like this. When it was time for God to keep the promise he made to Abraham, the number of our people in Egypt had greatly expanded. But then, another king rose to power over Egypt who didn't know anything about Joseph. He exploited our people and abused our ancestors. He even forced them to abandon their newborn babies so they would die. That's when Moses was born. He was highly favored by God, and for 3 months his parents cared for him in their home. After he was abandoned, Pharaoh's daughter adopted and cared for him as if he were her son. Moses learned everything Egyptian wisdom had to offer, and he was a man of powerful words and deeds. When Moses was 40 years old, he decided to visit his family, the Israelites. He saw one of them being wronged, so he came to his rescue and evened the score by killing the Egyptian. He expected his own kin to understand that God was using him to rescue them, but they didn't. The next day, he came upon some Israelites who were caught up in an argument. He tried to make peace between them by saying, "You are brothers. Why are you harming each other?" The one who started the fight against his neighbor pushed Moses aside and said, "Who appointed you as our leader and judge? Are you planning to kill me like you killed that Egyptian yesterday?" When Moses heard this, he fled to Midian, where he lived as an immigrant and had 2 sons. 40 years later, an angel appeared to Moses in the flame of a burning bush in the wilderness near Mount Sinai. Enthralled by the sight, Moses approached to get a closer look, and he heard the Lord's voice. "I am the Lord your God, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Trembling with fear, Moses didn't dare to investigate any further. The Lord continued, "Remove the sandals from your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground. I have clearly seen the oppression my people have experienced in Egypt, and I have heard their groaning. I have come down to rescue them. Come, I am sending you into Egypt." This is the same Moses whom they rejected when they asked, "Who appointed you as our leader and judge?" This is the Moses whom God sent as leader and deliverer. God did this with the help of the angel who appeared before him in the bush. This man led them out after he performed wonders and signs in Egypt at the Red Sea and for 40 years in the wilderness. This is the Moses who told the Israelites, "God will raise up for you a prophet like me from your own people." This is the one who in the assembly in the wilderness with our ancestors and with the angel who spoke to him on Mount Sinai. He was the one who received life-giving words to give us. Today's story is about the Exodus story, about this guy named Moses who lived back in the ancient Near East. And he grew up in Egypt and grew up and was adopted by the daughter of Pharaoh, the king. And he grew up separated from his people, but he connected to his people and learned about what it meant to be part of the Israelites, to be part of his people. And he saw a wrong being done, and he tried to fix it, but it didn't work out so hot for him. And then he had to flee into the wilderness. But when he was there, God just called him back to his people after many years. But God called him back and said, "You need to go rescue my people. I've heard my people's cry. They're being oppressed and abused, and we're going to go rescue them. I'm choosing you to do that." And so God took them out. And you've heard the story before of the parting of the Red Sea and Moses and the Israelites walking through the Red Sea and getting away from Egypt. They became, in that moment, runaway slaves. And God rescued them into the midst of the wilderness, where they could then learn this new way of being that wasn't living as slaves anymore, but living as God's people. And so this is a very interesting story, and just want to reflect on, this is a story that teaches us about God's care for us, no matter what. God heard the cry of these people who were oppressed, of these people who were being abused, of these people who were low. They were slaves. They were the lowest of society. And yet God cared for them. And yet God said, "No, I love you. I will take care of you when you are being mistreated." And so God went and rescued them from the midst of that oppression, of that abuse, of that turmoil that they were facing. And God rescued them and took care of them. And so if there are situations in your life in which you are on the bad end of abuse or hurt or being bullied or being pushed around, don't forget even if it seems lonely, even if it seems like nobody cares about what you're going through. God still cares what you're going through. God cares about the pain that you're experiencing. And God will help you get through it, no matter what that rescuing looks like. In one way or another, God will help see you through. If you want to join us in making some s'mores at home, you can do so with your microwave. Grab a parent, and then grab a microwave-safe plate. Stick down a graham cracker, some chocolate on top of that, and a marshmallow on top. You're going to microwave it for about 15 seconds. You're looking for it to puff up, but not to explode. And then take it out, smush it with another graham cracker on top, and you've got yourself some s'mores.